Happier is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds.
Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
Gretch, as we dive into 2026 on the podcast, we know that so many of us want to focus on wellness.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that Whole Foods Market is basically a one-stop shop for wellness. You can get great lean protein. You can find good vitamins. They have meal shortcuts. If you're doing dry January, Whole Foods Market has great non-alcoholic beer, wine, and mocktails. Of course, you have to be 21 plus in select states to get those. But it's all stuff you can get for a good price.
Yes, you can find examples of nourishing and cost-friendly finds that will help you towards whatever your wellness goal is. And everything follows Whole Food Market's strict ingredient standards. Plus, their 365 brand has delicious and wallet-happy varieties of all kinds of foods that are ready to eat or whatever you're looking for. Shop all things wellness at Whole Foods Market.
Lemonada.
Hello, we're here for more Happier, a podcast where we get happier. It's the weekend. It's observations and reflections with a looser vibe. Hey, Elizabeth.
Hi, Gretch.
Today we'll talk about a party-giving hack from the Real Housewives, and we'll reveal what mushrooms and salmon have in common. But first, something making us happier. Elizabeth, what's something making you happier?
Well, Gretch, you can see what is making me more happier, which is that I finally have a decent Zoom background.
Mm-hmm.
This has been plaguing me since the pandemic. My background, if I sit at my desk, is an ugly door to our office.
Mm-hmm.
And if I wanted a nice background, like say I'm pitching a show and I want to look nice, I would have to do it in the dining room.
Yes.
Where I have a nice background. But then I'd be like having to have people leave the house. I would be terrified the dogs would be barking because I would put them in their crates, but they could still bark. What if the doorbell rings?
Yeah, your dining room is right in the center of your house, right by the front door. And if you're going to the kitchen, you have to walk by the dining room. If you're going outside, it's just the traffic center of your household. And the thing about a door as a background is you can't cover up a door.
No.
Oh, let's put a bookcase in front of the door.
Right.
A door has to be a door. Yeah, I've been meaning to give you a gold star for this, Elizabeth, because it has been something that you have lamented, but without seeing a solution. So describe your solution and how did you come up with this fairly simple solution? Once you did it, I was like, oh my gosh, how is she just figuring this out now? But it never occurred to me.
So actually, I have to give Adam the gold star for this. He figured it out. So it came about because once again, I needed a good Zoom background. And you had suggested maybe trying something in the guest room.
Yes.
So Adam saw me trying to maneuver having the computer on the bed and me sitting on a poof in front of it. And very uncomfortable.
Because this is what I did when I was in your house, when I needed to record.
Yeah.
You actually have a bookcase that's really stylish and good looking. It makes a great background, but you're in a bedroom, so you have to figure that out. Yeah, okay, so that was a hassle.
So anyway, I was asking him for extension cords, and he was like, wait, what are you doing? And then it just hit him. He said, wait a second, why don't we just put a card table in front of your desk and have you go the opposite way so that I basically just swing around my desk chair, and instead of looking at the wall, I'm looking away from the wall, and the wall, which has all sorts of photos and a bookshelf, is behind me. So the whole time, the answer was a card table, which is funny, Gretchen, because one of your life hacks
Yes.
is that everyone should have a card table.
Yes.
I actually have 2 card tables, which both get used all the time.
Well, the thing is, I kind of want another card table because I have a long rectangular card table, which I love and use. But then sometimes I'm like, I just want a little square card table too. But a person doesn't need 2 card tables, but maybe they do need 2 card tables.
Oh, they do.
Fold up. Let's take a side note to talk about why card tables make us happier.
Yes.
They take up no space because you just fold them up. If you need a card table, then nothing else will do. It solves a problem. If you're faking it, like, I'll use my bed as a desk or I'll drag this thing over. There's always all these hassles that you're like, oh, but if I just have a card table, I just immediately have space for this thing that I want. And also, the thing I love about card tables is you don't care about the surface. Because if you have a nice table, you want the surface to stay nice. But if it's a card table, okay, somebody gets a Sharpie mark on it, or somebody puts down a coffee cup on it or something. It doesn't matter because in the end, at least the way I use card tables, they don't have nice surfaces. So they're these workhorses of a household.
Yes.
But they don't have to be fit in permanently. Okay, but back to the most important thing, which is your new Zoom setup. Okay, here is the thing that I worry about, Elizabeth, on your behalf.
Yes.
Can you guess?
That it'll get really messed up?
Yes. Okay, because there's 2 things you could do. One is you could take down the card table every single time, but you record a lot.
Yes, that's not happening.
You're recording all the time. And I worry about you because every available surface that you have becomes a clutter magnet. But you've wanted to stay on your treadmill desk. So maybe the solution is everything you would have put on your treadmill desk, you put on your card table, and you just let the card table sink into clutter and accept that that's what it's for. And then it serves its purpose very well as a surface to allow you to have a nice background and to treadmill on your treadmill desk. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know, Gretchen. I'll take a picture right now and I'll send it to you.
Okay,
of my
good.
Desk,
Yes.
Which you called it. So yes, it is cluttered.
Okay, but have you kept the treadmill desk clear?
It's not clear, but it's clear enough that I can be on it every day.
Oh my gosh, see, Elizabeth, I just wouldn't be able to work like this. I mean, it would just make my mind melt down. But it's okay for you. I mean, I see a mug, I see a water glass, I see your AirPod case, which is branded Happier. Thank you. You and I are probably the only ones who have Happier podcast branded AirPod cases. Is that an electric blanket? What is that? There's all kinds of gizmos. There's coasters. There's what is that white thing, which looks like a remote control from the 1980s? I don't know what. Paper.
That's for my heater in the room. The thing that you think is an electric blanket is a pillow for my sound.
That's fair enough. Okay.
I should clear it off. But I do just need to accept that this is permanent. Yes. I mean, there is no way I can take it down and put it up time and again.
No. You're recording all the time.
All the time,
be practical. Yeah.
So anyway, Gretchen, that is what is making me happier, my lovely new Zoom background. What is making you happier?
Yes, and go check us out on YouTube or wherever if you're curious to see what Elizabeth looks like. She looks extremely elegant. Only if you see the behind the scenes do you know what utter clutter is surrounding her.
Lurking beneath.
Yeah, lurking beneath. But that's the beauty of Zoom is you just clear up what's visible. So this is what is making me happier. And this is like a vicarious thing. Well, your card table is making me happier, Elizabeth. So that's one thing. But Jamie got a new tennis bag. Okay. So the tennis bag. Jamie had a tennis bag that he used, for as long as I can remember, right? He used this tennis bag all the time. And Jamie loves to play tennis, and he's been playing, and then I would say in the last 5 years, he's been playing more tennis. So he plays tennis fairly regularly. So this thing is around quite a bit. And I would sometimes be moving it here or there. You know how it is. Even if it's not yours, you're aware of it generally. And it was kind of annoying the way that it was constructed. The handles were too short to sort of go over your shoulder. The way that it held the weight of the tennis racket was kind of off. But truly, I never thought about it. It was just this tennis bag. Who would ever stop to consider it or ponder it? And then for some reason, I don't know why, maybe it kind of got smelly, which wouldn't surprise me because he always has those like sweaty clothes in there. Jamie got a new tennis bag, which is more like a backpack style, I would say, where it's more upright. I don't think he actually puts it on his back, but you could put it on your back. It's got a top handle so you could carry it from the top. And it is just a far superior design. I mean, the minute I picked it up, I was like, this is so much easier to carry. It's so much easier to store because instead of being this awkward thing that either was vertical along the floor and therefore it took up a lot of space, or if you put it upright, it would just fall down and bang into things. It was just always in the way. This just has a kind of a way that it just stands up tidily. So it takes up the least amount of space. And of course, it's also shiny and new. So it feels clean and, has that newer look. The zippers all work very easily.
Yes.
Every time I see it, I'm like, beautiful tools make work a joy. That's one of my secrets of adulthood. And things that are just very well designed for their purpose are just pleasing. And just that there's been this upgrade in this design of this ordinary thing, which I'm sure he'll have for 15, 20 years. It's like, I just get a little zip of pleasure. Well, what is it that you and Sarah talk about? Disproportionate joy?
Disproportionate joy, yes.
Yeah, I get disproportionate joy just because it's doing its little job so well. I feel like the old tennis bag. You worked hard and you did your best and you went off to the great bags that have had their day.
In the sky.
Yeah, but this is really good. And it is just something that every time I see it or have to move it from this place to that place, because he's left it right in the middle of the floor in front of the front door, everything about it is better.
Well, Gretch, I think I speak for the entire audience when I say we need to see this bag. Will you post a photo or a link to the bag? Do you know what kind of bag it is?
No, that is a great question. I never looked. It's just black. But here's the thing. I think anybody looking at it will be like, you know what? That is just a regular tennis bag. There's absolutely nothing special about that tennis bag, but because it's so much better than the other tennis bag. But yes, I will post a picture and I will post a link. But don't be surprised if it's utterly unremarkable and like I built it into this big thing, because it's probably just a tennis bag. But it does make me happier.
Yeah, well, that is so satisfying, though. I know that feeling. And I love a good bag.
You love a good bag.
Bags, yes. I wish that I could justify having a lot of bags, but I give them to Eliza and Eleanor.
No, they love your bags. I think 3 years in a row you've given them a bag. And then before that, you gave them packing cubes. And I think before that, you gave them like jewelry cases. And they use all that stuff all the time. You're like well known as being this excellent gift giver of bags.
Well, happy to be so.
Buy the gift you wish you could buy for yourself. So it works for them and you in the bag situation.
All right, Gretch, coming up, I have a lesson from the Real Housewives. But first, this break. Gretchen, we talk about ways to be happier, and there is no question that getting one's finances in order is a major aspect of happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Managing your money doesn't have to be a struggle this year. Monarch is the all-in-one personal finance tool designed to make your life easier. It brings your entire financial life, budgeting, accounts, and investments, net worth, and future planning together in one dashboard on your laptop or phone. Start your new year on the right foot financially and get 50% off your Monarch subscription with code HAPPY.
Well, the thing that I love about Monarch is that it's so easy to use. And for people who want to start fresh after all of the holiday chaos, it makes it very easy to get that feeling of control and knowledge about what's going on. This new year, achieve your financial goals for good. Monarch is the all-in-one tool that makes proactive money management simple all year long. Use code HAPPY at monarch.com for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code HAPPY.
So, Gretch, Adam has been trying to cook more, but, it's a new thing in our family, partly because Jack really wants to make sure he's getting enough protein. And Hungry Root makes it so much easier. It is the easiest way to eat healthy. Hungry Root basically works like a personal nutrition coach and a shopper in one by planning, recommending, and shopping everything for you, which is so key because we don't want to spend a lot of time shopping. They take care of weekly meal planning, recommending healthy recipes tailored to your tastes and your nutrition preferences and health goals.
Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/Gretchen Rubin and use code Gretchen Rubin. That's hungryroot.com/Gretchen Rubin, code Gretchen Rubin to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life.
Gretch, as we dive into 2026 on the podcast, we know that so many of us want to focus on wellness. And I love that Whole Foods Market is basically a one-stop shop for wellness. You can get great lean protein. You can find good vitamins. They have meal shortcuts. If you're doing dry January, Whole Foods Market has great non-alcoholic beer, wine, and mocktails. Of course, you have to be 21 plus in select states to get those. But it's all stuff you can get for a good price.
Yes, you can find examples of nourishing and cost-friendly finds that will help you towards whatever your wellness goal is. And everything follows Whole Food Market's strict ingredient standards. Plus, their 365 brand has delicious and wallet-happy varieties of all kinds of foods that are ready to eat or whatever you're looking for. Shop all things wellness at Whole Foods Market. Okay, Elizabeth, you love a reality TV show. You love a Real Housewives franchise, and you've learned many important life lessons from these television shows. I do not share this love, but I often feel like I do learn through you, my sister, the sage, this wisdom that we can gain from, in this case, the Real Housewives. So what is it that the Real Housewives can teach all of us about how to have a happier life?
All right, Gretch. Well, we have been talking a lot about parties on the podcast, about raising your hand to host, about the connections you make and all of that and the joy of a party. And the housewives are known for having parties. That's one of the central things in the show, is that they each take turns having parties and events. And one thing they often do, and this is the lesson, is they apply some sort of theme to the party. So it might be an 80s theme. It might be The Great Gatsby. One time, one of the OC housewives had a Traders party because she had actually been on Traders.
The game show Traders.
The game show Traders, yes. And the thing about it is, I don't like a party where I have to dress up.
Yeah.
The Great Gatsby is not a party I'm dying to go to because I don't want to have to go full flapper.
Yeah.
But when you have a mild theme, it really does elevate a party, and as the host gives you ideas for ways to make it feel special and specific.
What are some examples of a light theme or an easy theme?
Well, for example, I think if you're having any gathering in February, whether it's 2 people or 20, it can be a Valentine's party.
Right. Yeah.
That's one of the easiest themes, right? Because you don't even have to tell anyone it's a Valentine's party, but when they arrive, you can have pink flowers and you can have pink napkins, and it's just an easy way
or like
to create an atmosphere.
Heart-shaped butter cookies that are really cute or something like that as the dessert. Right.
Yes. So it's a way to personalize. Also, I think it's really nice. I've talked in the past about how I think sending a paperless post really can elevate a gathering, even a small gathering.
So listen, this is what, how on my 26 for 26 list, learn to use paperless post is one of my things, which I'm sure people are like, that's hilarious. That's so easy. Why are you even including that? But part of it is because I think you're right. Like, even if it's just 4 people, a paperless post thing would make it more of a thing, not just something like, oh, we're all texting and getting together at some random coffee shop. It's like, oh, this is a thing that's happening. And that's fun.
Yeah. And you can name something, which also always elevates it. So say, if I'm going to host 4 people for Mahjong. Now, for Mahjong, I would not do this probably because it would be more of a regular thing.
Right.
But maybe I would. But you could name it, Mahjong Mayhem at Liz's.
Right.
And then suddenly it's like an event. Mahjong is another activity that has many items of swag that you can put around.
Well, part of it is it also reduces decision fatigue because once you commit, you're like, okay, this is the theme that we're doing it. Then you know a color, then it suggests little touches that you could put around. I remember years ago, I think this might have been our first year, Elizabeth, a listener was saying how She would celebrate the first day of spring. And I think she said she had for her watermelon was the first day of spring. And she had special watermelon plates. And so she would always use them to celebrate that date. Like, let's say you were even just having a book club thing. You could be like, oh, it's first day of spring, just by chance. Let me lean into that and I'll have a bouquet of flowers associated with spring or pastel or whatever it might be, just to make it feel more festive and more fun. Everybody wants the whimsy. You could bring the whimsy.
Yes.
And Alyssa, something that you do, and I want to do this the next time there's like a big signature television show that I'm watching. I am watching Pluribus. You know how I always say, oh, why don't I watch the big show that everybody's watching? I always watch Mad Men 10 years later and then nobody wants to talk about it because they all watched it 10 years ago. I am watching Pluribus. Like, let's say that there was some huge epic season premiere or season finale or something like that. You go to these parties, and I think that's a really fun reason to have a party.
My friends Adam and Allison have these, and I have to say they always have food that's named for the show.
Oh, fun.
I always get a t-shirt for the show. And it really does just make you smile. I would be remiss, by the way, since we're talking about housewife parties, if I didn't mention one of the most iconic housewife parties is Kyle Richards, who's a Beverly Hills housewife, used to have every year a white party.
Oh, yeah.
And now that's one of the easiest themes there is, right? Because you can just have everybody wear white. Now, I can't imagine myself having a white party unless it was sort of ironic, just kitschy.
Yeah.
But I would love to go to a white party. If someone said, come to a white party, I mean, I would love it. Everybody has something white in their closet.
Well, and here's the thing is I do think the world is kind of divided into people who love to dress up in costumes as adults and people who do not love. Because there are clearly people who, they're running out the door to get their costume if they're at the slightest opportunity. But the thing that's nice about the white is you can cobble that together. I don't like the idea of like buying a bunch of stuff that I'm never actually going to wear again.
Yes.
But something like white, you can figure it out.
Yes. That's why I prefer a Valentine's party to a Great Gatsby party.
Yes. Right.
Because I don't want to have to rent something or buy something and then like have to store it and then wonder, will I ever wear this again and all of that. But I think my favorite kind of theme party is the kind that the guests don't need to know about, but they just show up.
Yes.
And a theme has been decided.
You're just delighted by it. Well, here's sort of an optional theme, which I think is funny. Okay, so I'm in these children's literature reading groups, and they're so big, there's multiple ones. There used to be 3, now there's 2 because 2 of them combined. So every year around the holidays, I have a holiday party, and this is the time when all of the Kidlit members come together. And sometimes members that haven't been able to come for several years will come to this party because our theme is no guilt. And I'm like, even if you can't come for a couple of years, you can always come back. And so anyway, so a lot of people there don't know each other, but they all know that they love children's literature. So it's super fun. And all I do is drinks and dessert. But what I say to people is, if you would like to, if it would be fun for you, you are invited to bring a dessert that is inspired by a work of children's literature. So this is a theme where everybody enjoys it because once they go, they see what other people have done, and that is super fun.
Yes.
But you don't have to do it. Would I do it? No. What I used to do is I would buy a cake and write on it, "Eat Me," because I have all my holiday decorations that are Alice in Wonderland themed. And so I would have an "Eat Me" cake.
Oh.
And sometimes I'll do things like they're eating brownies in one of Elizabeth Enright's books. And it's just such a satisfying description of brownies that I had brownies in the book. But some people go bonkers. Like somebody made a whole cake that was designed like Lorax with Lorax trees.
Oh, wow.
Somebody made golden snitches, all different kinds of things. Then sometimes people just bring like cookies. But it's a theme that you can enjoy just marveling at what other people have done, or you can do it yourself. And yet it gives kind of a theme to the desserts, which is really, really fun.
Yes.
All right. It's the Real Housewives. They teach us so much.
They do. They do. All right, Gretchen, what is the spotlight on a tool this week?
Super fans. I love my super fans. I so appreciate my super fans. Some of my super fans have been super fans for years. If you would like to be a super fan, I invite you to sign up. If you are a member of the Superfan group, that group gets early access to projects and tools and features. Sometimes I offer like a little bonus or a big discount. Sometimes I ask for advice or I ask people to weigh in on things when I feel like, okay, I need some enthusiasts to weigh in and help me figure something out. I love this group. If you feel like signing up, go to happiercast.com/superfan. I promise you this is not something burdensome. I will not contact you often, only for fun things, I hope.
Well, I'm not officially a super fan, but I think I qualify.
Oh, of course, yes.
All right, Gretch, coming up, there's something you've been meaning to ask me, but first, this break.
As a business owner myself, I know that owning a business means long days and lots of hard work. You need to be able to adapt to new challenges as they pop up, and you certainly need the right technology to help you do that. Spectrum Business keeps businesses of all sizes connected seamlessly with internet, advanced Wi-Fi, phone, TV, and mobile services. Spectrum Business has tailored connectivity solutions and packages built for your business's budget. No contracts, no added fees. And right now, business owners can get free business internet advantage forever when you add 4 or more mobile lines. Visit spectrum.com/free4life to learn how you can get business internet free forever. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Starting the year with a wardrobe refresh, Quince has you covered with luxe essentials that feel effortless and look polished. They're perfect for layering, mixing, and building a wardrobe that lasts. Gretch, I am wearing one of my favorite Quince sweaters right now, my jersey red Mongolian cashmere sweater. It has held up so well. I wear it all the time.
I have one in green that I wear all the time too. Quince has all the staples covered, from soft Mongolian cashmere sweaters that feel like designer pieces without the markup, the ones we love, to 100% silk tops and skirts for easy dressing up, to perfectly cut denim for everyday wear. Eleanor is going to head back to school, and I cannot wait to give her a new cashmere sweater as well. Refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Don't wait. Go to quince.com/Gretchen for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada, too. That's QUINCE.com/Gretchen to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Gretchen.
Are you a trailblazer, a risk taker, someone with countless tales of epic adventure? Well, I'm not quite there yet, but I'm working on it. Even the boldest among us started small, daring themselves to reach greater goals each day. If you're looking to take on a challenge like that, the Defender is too. It's a vehicle built for those capable of great things, whether you're charting new territory or just escaping the city for the weekend.
The Defender, engineered to meet challenges head-on so you can explore with confidence. An icon reimagined, designed for a new generation of explorers. Choose from the Defender 90, 110, or 130, seating up to 8 adventurers. With a tough-tested exterior, a modern and functional interior, and intelligent tech like 3D surround cameras and the Pivi Pro infotainment system, every journey feels limitless. Because like you, the Defender is capable of great things. Build your Defender today at LandRoverUSA.com.
All right, Gretch, we're back. What have you been meaning to ask me?
Okay, this is a question that I will admit is quite pointless, but I do think it's interesting. And I was thinking about you, and I was thinking, I feel like I know you so well, but I don't know the answer to this question about you. So is there a food, and if so, what is the food, that most people love that you dislike? Not something that's famously controversial, like anchovies or Brussels sprouts or oysters, where it's like everybody knows that a lot of people don't like those things. What is something where like, oh, everybody loves this thing, and you're like, no, I do not like this thing. I was trying to think if there was anything that fit that description for you, and I couldn't think of anything. Is there anything?
Yes.
Oh.
Gretchen, I hate salmon.
I did not know that. Really?
And most people love salmon. You eat salmon all the time, don't you?
I do. I have kind of gotten tired of it, I would say, because I have eaten a lot of salmon. What's interesting, Elizabeth, because I feel like salmon is often, I think there is a perception that most people like it. Like often if you're at a dinner party or something, they serve salmon because they're like, this is a fish that most people like, and people who are vegetarians can eat salmon. So do you often find that you're confronted with salmon?
Well, I used to more than I do now. I will say I dislike it so much that if someone's having me over for dinner and if they throw out, like in the text chain, hey, let me know if there's something you don't eat, I will say, I know it's weird, but I hate salmon, just FYI, because it is something that people serve so much. And I know, look, I wouldn't care if I went somewhere and someone served salmon, I would be fine just not eating the salmon.
Yes.
But I know how it is when you're having someone over and you serve something and they hate it. You're wishing you served something else. That's just human nature. So I've just decided, let people know. That I don't eat salmon. Now, I will say another thing I also might throw out, depending on the person, is lamb. I mean, and I don't think everybody likes lamb, but I definitively just can't eat one bite of lamb.
I have never been served lamb, I don't think. I mean, I've had it at restaurants where a person could order it, but I don't think anybody's ever served it to me. Huh.
Some people serve lamb, although I think it's less common now.
Interesting.
But anyway, the only time I will eat a bite of salmon occasionally is sushi. Sometimes I'll have like salmon sushi, but at that point, I make it so covered with wasabi that it's really just a vessel for wasabi. It's not something I'm particularly tasting. But cooked salmon, I definitely dislike more than raw salmon.
But here's the thing, and maybe you've noticed this, is I think sometimes people are scared to speak up about their preferences. And of course, you want to be a good guest. You don't want to be a super picky, like, I've got a million things on your list.
Yeah.
But if you're very clear about something, people can wrap their minds around it and deal with it. I think sometimes people are too worried about being considerate. And maybe this is because there is that side to me that is a little inconsiderate. I know that's one thing that I deal with. Because I don't eat sugar. You can make the fanciest, most special dessert. It's like, am I going to eat it? No, I am not, because I don't eat sugar. But now, say in my kidly groups where people are often presenting dinners, nobody gets their feelings hurt.
Right.
Nobody's saying, hey, Gretchen, why aren't you eating this? Or Gretchen, why aren't you taking a big heaping serving of lasagna? I don't eat flour.
Right.
I don't eat pasta. So they're like, oh, that's just Gretchen with her quirky ways. And they just let me be.
Yeah.
And I think that that's good. It's like somebody can be like, oh, let's Liz. Like, she just hates salmon. And they just accept that as just part of you. And I think sometimes people don't give each other enough credit, understanding that people can just accept that and say, like, this is just somebody who's got this thing that they're dealing with.
It's funny. I want to hear what you don't like, but it reminds me of Adam loves beets more than anything in the world. And that's one of those polarizing foods.
It is, yes.
He is constantly on the hunt for people who will back him up on how much they love beets. Because Jack and I both hate beets, as do most members of his family. So it's just funny because he'll be constantly asking people how they feel about beets, and he loves it when he finds a fellow beet lover.
Well, come to my house. Everybody likes beets but me. I know.
And I know it. If I get one that looks like a tomato and I accidentally eat it, my whole body rebels.
Oh, side note, the other night, Jamie ordered something in a restaurant. And I was like, ooh, look at these big, delicious olives. And I popped one in my mouth just as he was saying, I don't think that's an olive.
Oh.
And it was a caramelized onion.
Oh, funny.
It was a very small caramelized onion. But then again, it would have been a very large olive. But I mean, if you think you're biting into an olive and it's actually an onion, it was super, super unpleasant. So when you think you're getting one thing and you're getting another thing, that is a very disconcerting taste sensation for sure.
But Gretch, what do you not like that most people like?
Mushrooms. Are mushrooms controversial? I don't know, but I really do not like mushrooms. I do not like their texture. I do not like the flavor. I do not like having to pick them out of things, which I often feel like I am doing. Are mushrooms controversial or not?
I think they're semi-controversial.
Okay.
I like cooked mushrooms. I do not like raw mushrooms, which I feel like nobody serves raw mushrooms anymore. When we were growing up, I feel like that was a thing.
Well, I really remember enjoying when our task from our mother was to take off the stem, put the head in that slicer thing and slice them.
Yes.
I would love doing that.
Yes. That's why I think I have the impression that a lot of people served raw mushrooms, I guess in salad.
Do they do that anymore? I don't feel like I do encounter them in that form. See, I don't like them cooked either, obviously. So, That is interesting. It is funny how foods can be trendy.
Yes.
I haven't thought about that. What do you call that slicer thing? Can you picture it in your mind?
Oh, yes. It's what we also use to slice boiled eggs.
Yes.
Yes. I love that slicer.
I don't know. Well, yeah, so mushrooms and salmon. Okay, Elizabeth, I know what we will not be eating the next time we're together.
Yes. None of that on the reading retreat.
Exactly.
Okay, finally, Gretch, what is our quotation this week?
This is from Akiko Bush from The Geography of Home. Isn't there an enormous difference between something that is never used and something that is useless? And if something like a front door serves a basic human need for symbolic meanings, isn't that also serving a function? I love that. There's a difference between something that's never used and something that's useless. Elizabeth, are you feeling happier?
Yes, I am feeling happier. Thank you to Chuck. And if you haven't subscribed to Lemonada Premium yet, now is the perfect time. Just tap that subscribe button on Apple Podcasts or go to lemonadapremium.com. Bye, Gretch.
Bye, Elizabeth. The best time to start a happiness project is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So listen, I'm really hoping that having the card table will make it easier for you to use your treadmill desk, which is part of Move 26 and 26 for you, right?
Yes. Now, Gretch, in our office, we now have basically 4 desks. Adam's desk, my desk, the card table, and the treadmill desk. So I should be able to keep the treadmill desk clear with that many desks in one room.
I love a surface. From the Onward Project.
Hi, Gretchen, Craig Robinson, and my little sister Michelle here. We host a new podcast called IMO with Michelle Obama and Craig Robinson. We know you're the queen of giving advice, so we wanted to get a few tips from you.
You know, Gretchen, a lot of our listeners are going through some major life changes. What advice do you have for folks who are trying to stay grounded in the midst of major life transitions?
Craig and Michelle, I am so happy to be talking to you. Here are a few questions that might help us gain perspective. So consider questions like this. What activities take up my time but are not particularly useful or stimulating for me? Do I spend a lot of time on something that's important to someone else but is not very important to me? If I could magically change one habit in my life, what would I choose? And here's a question. Would I like to have more time in solitude, restorative solitude, or would I like to have more time with friends? You know, just thinking about questions like this can help us start to figure out how we might make our lives happier. With greater self-knowledge, we're better able to make hard decisions that reflect ourselves, our own nature, our own interests, our own values. In my own case, I have found that the more my life reflects my nature, the happier I get, and the more grounded I feel when I'm going through a period of major change or transition. For more great advice, search for IMO with Michelle Obama and Craig Robinson wherever you get podcasts. You can listen to Issa Rae on letting go of certain friendships, Kiki Palmer on why disappointment is actually the key to career success, Seth and Lauren Rogan on caring for aging parents, and so many more.